All right, to this now. So the safety and protection of whistleblowers has once again come under scrutiny as the high-profile extortion case of Joe Ferrari Sibanyoni returns to court. The taxi boss and his 3 co-accused face allegations of demanding more than 2 million rand in so-called protection fees from a local mining entrepreneur. The matter was struck off the roll earlier this month after the state prosecutor failed to appear, claiming that he received death threats. Now, Whistleblower House executive Theron joins me to discuss this issue further. Ben, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm keen to hear, as Whistleblower House, your response to watching this story. You've got a prosecutor, who says he was unable to do his job because he received death threats. Is this becoming all too common? Ben, are you able to hear me? Good morning to you.
I can. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you now, Ben. Thank you so much for joining us. A prosecutor in this matter of Joe Ferrari Sibanyoni unable to do his job because he says he's received death threats. Is this something that we're seeing too often?
Much too often. And the problem is that in the past, whistleblowers are the people who were targeted, are the people that actually came forward with information. What is now happening is that investigators have been targeted. More than that, now people that are in the law enforcement and now in the prosecutors and judges will now be targeted. If you think back in Italy, when the mafia state was there, the magistrates, the judges were targeted, and this is where we're moving. We need to intersect right now, put processes in place to ensure that people are safe, to ensure that people can feel safe and can come forward and do their job properly. We cannot continue this way.
Yeah. Again, where it is that prosecutors can go if they do feel that they are receiving death threats. So the sort of platforms that, in your view, are available to a prosecutor who says, I fear for my life and for my family.
Well, the prosecutors are part of the National Prosecuting Authority. The witness protection processes fall under the jurisdiction of the National Prosecuting Authority. So the law is very clear when it comes to this. And I don't think the law makes provision for ensuring that prosecutors, because one of the criteria required for a witness to go into witness protection is that there need to be a case enrolled. And now, in this particular case, the prosecutor, who would have been a normal person I'm talking about now, would have been a witness, and the life is under threat. So therefore, they put under witness. I don't think the law makes provision for the Witness Protection Office to take care of prosecutors. I didn't have time to investigate that in terms of the law, but I'm quite sure the head of the MPA, Advocate Andy Motibi, will have thought about this because he's been doing this for a while under the SIU. And I think there is a way and a mechanism that could be put in place to ensure that prosecutors, as well as witnesses, and now potentially judges and magistrates.
Oh, Ben, are you still there? Your line giving us a little bit of problem there and getting a bit choppy. Just Ben, I'm getting a little bit of.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. You sound a lot better. But you were making the point around, and I'm going to let you actually finish that thought by stacking one on top of it, if you'll allow me, and that is what you expect will happen now. I heard you mention something about magistrates, and I think the safety of magistrates also important to consider in this particular matter, and I'll let you expand on that thought for us. But in this particular matter of Joe Ferrari Sibanyoni, you're going to have Mkhuseli Ntaba, this prosecutor who's now said he's fearing for his life, perhaps stepping away from the matter, the NPA providing another prosecutor. Are we going to see the same problem in your view?
Unless something is put in place to ensure the security and safety, the same will happen. The amounts of money and the level of interest, I'm talking about the things that have gone wrong, it's millions and billions that we're talking about. And people's freedom is at stake. So as far as I'm concerned, there will be threats for the minimum and potentially threats on life and the families. Remember, you don't have to threaten me. All you have to do is to say, I know where your children live. I know where your children go to school. What am I going to do? I'm going to abide what you want from me.
Yeah, again, this becomes an issue in the sense that because the country is watching so closely, there's a fear that it might very well set a precedent, that you've got organised crime watching it very closely and saying, well, there is, you know, a very sensitive point of the NPA that can continue to be manipulated moving forward.
Absolutely. What I would imagine, what I would recommend we do, is immediately put things in steps in place to ensure that the safety and security of the court officials, including prosecutors, ensure that they are safe, because it will only take one murder, and then all processes going forward will be dead.
Yeah. And this is a really difficult one for us, and of course we'll watch it closely, but we really do appreciate your time. Whistleblower House Executive Mr. Ben Theron speaking to us on that issue.